Hey guys and girls and just, you know what, hi beautiful beings. So we're gonna make some cilantro lime burgers, and that video is like a part of this video and it's coming. But as I was making those, I realized I forgot the two most important ingredients. Whenever you are mixing the turkey burgers, you want to add a quarter cup of cilantro. No, half of the cilantro lime burger that I forgot. I just squished it at the end and it worked. And you also want to add salt. I usually do like half a teaspoon. I know that a lot of people are like, you know, salt to taste, so just like really feel it out. And I think salt to taste is kind of like once you've salted things, you get a feel for it. But if you're not used to what salt level you like, I would start off with half a teaspoon, and then if you're like, some more salt, just kind of grind it on top of it. But yeah, I hope you like the cilantro lemon burgers. They're super refreshing, super delicious, and I hope you love them. Hi, so we are going to be doing a super simple recipe. I have this obsession with cilantro lime rice because it's so good. It's just like lime, cilantro, it's so beautiful. And so these burgers are super easy. It's cilantro lime burgers, and I've already put a pound of turkey in there, and then the zestable lime, which I have not finished zesting just yet. And you can also do this by hand, which I think is one of the best ways to do it, because you get a bit like, you get to like really interact with the meat and touch it and get to know it, and it's wonderful. I don't like cold hands in meat. It's kind of like you're dipping your hands in ice after a little bit, and it turns from happiness to frustration. So if you don't have a mixer, I do recommend like leaving it out for 30 minutes so it warms up and you're not, you know, colding up your hands. And so you're just gonna like zest this whole lime into here. Probably get some on the counter, like an aid. You just like gotta try to find that open spot. I already did most of this. And one of the tricks to citrus is once you see the white, don't go any further, because that's when it starts to get bitter. So you just want to do like the outer layer, just like a few times. Like really smell it, because it's amazing. It's like margarita. I feel like the things that we love about like margaritas and like pancakes is like really just that maple and that lime, like those really fresh flavors, you know? I'm that kid that used to just suck on limes and lemons, and it was such a happy time. Not that I don't do that now. And of course, you want to go ahead and just like tap that a few times and get the last of the zest for it. And I'm just gonna do like a half teaspoon of cumin. Normally I would measure this, but like after a while of measuring spices, you kind of have it down. So I'm just gonna do a half teaspoon of that. And you can either use like a regular onion and just do like half of that in there, but I'm gonna go for a green onion just to like keep the green vibe up. And just use kitchen scissors to really just go ahead and chop that up. You can use a knife really easily, but I find this fun because it feels rebellious, and then you can get really consistent ones in there. I need to speed the video up at this part. I'm sorry I took your spot.
It's okay.
I just used one stalk of green onion, if that's what you want to call it. And then with this guy, and I use that paddle that's like, not the dough paddle or the whisk one. It doesn't want to come off. It's so happy here. Okay, I have to like really measure this and stare at it. And drop this. I have so many things to do now. This would have made this whole zesting process easier, so you're probably gonna drop in the first place. But this one mixes it really evenly, and that way you don't have like, a lot of random like flavors in one spot and no flavors in the other, which just ruins things. Oh, you have to plug it in to make it work. Otherwise, nothing happens. When this thing was KitchenAid, if you turn it on at like a 4, it just doesn't want to turn on. So you're just like re-plugging it, start at 0. That's good. Like they get mixed up pretty fast, and you'll just drop it, and then we're gonna go ahead and turn it into 4 patties. Psst, could you get me a cutting board really fast? Can you give me a cutting board really fast? Is that a regular cutting board? Maybe. And my chef friend taught me this technique, like, well, first of all, you just want to go ahead and divide it into 4, and you can kind of eyeball it. If you want them super consistent, you can get a scale and like do it that way. I'm just gonna like kind of put these next to each other. And so like, obviously if one is a little bit more than the other, you'll just kind of like reproportion it. This is not what the chef friend taught me. This is just like what I'm doing in life. Okay, and so that's good. And so what you want to do is you want to go ahead and like kind of slap it between your hands. And yes, now I am interacting with cold meat, but it actually works out quite well. And then at one point, you'll just kind of want to flip it to make sure that the other hand is getting slapped. And then you'll kind of like form it into a patty that way. And that way you don't, like, it's just a little bit more like smooth looking. All right, and I'm just gonna go ahead and cook these up like 4 minutes on each side, and you can use a meat thermometer. And just check the temperatures online for like medium rare or like rare. I think that really helps keep it like consistent, because you can kind of watch the meat and like see the sides of it and go that way too, and just see like once it gets cooked all the way through. But I will show you these whenever they're done. Okay, so at this stage, it's like super hot. I probably let it go a little too long because I got distracted, because I can feel the heat like up here. This is a volcanic heat zone. We're gonna go ahead and do this so it doesn't like mess with it. It's gonna mess with it either way, as it turns out. But you can hear that automatic sizzle, and you see how it's trying to jump up? Yeah, too much oil, and that would be hurting me so badly right now. Oh, it did. Yeah, see, it's still. If you use like super little oil when it comes to avocado, I probably should have done less. And we're just gonna do 2, and I'm gonna save the other 2. You can freeze patties pretty well, because we're not gonna be eating those tonight. Okay, and after like 4 minutes, we're gonna flip them, and then we'll try them and be like, were these good or not? Okay, cool. Okay, they're finished. I did like 4 minutes on each side, and they are good. And they're like kind of medium.
That's my mayonnaise.
It is your mayonnaise. We're gonna use your mayonnaise.
I just think use my mayonnaise.
Yeah, we're going to. Can I use your mayonnaise?
Okay.
Alright, cool. This is not actually yogurt, which would probably actually go like super awesome on these. This is gonna be mayonnaise, because we just make our own mayonnaise, and it is so much cheaper and easier. So for toppings on these, something that would also be really good is if you have like any of those cherry tomatoes, I would just like cut those in half and like put them in the leftover grease, because you really want to cook with that stuff. It's amazing. You put in leftover grease and just fry those up, or fresh ones, that would be really good. We have some.
Have fun. Don't want to blow the pizzas. Want to eat homemade mayonnaise. Homemade mayonnaise.
It's delicious. I do. Okay, cool. And then we've also got some like extra cilantro here, of course, for cilantro lime burgers. And you can just like chop that up over it, or just like pick off the leaves and do it that way. And so just like chop some more over it, really get that cilantro flavor in there. If you don't like the flavor of cilantro, this is not for you. Like if you taste soap, this will just taste like soap. I don't know if you know this thing, but some people taste soap. I think it's delicious, so I feel like I lucked out on my genes with that one. And go ahead and cut the lime in half, and I'm just gonna use about half of this, and it actually only takes half a lime to make your own mayonnaise, and so I'll like link to that video because it's gonna be like super easy. And just do like a little bit over it. If you do too much, I feel like it's just gonna get watery. And you'll wanna lay down either like your lettuce wrap, and that's what I'm doing, because I like the flavor of it, or your burger before you put it on there. And yeah, tomatoes would really make this pop. Yet again, I'm just feeling kind of lazy to go get them right now, but tomatoes can really help with that. If we decide later that it will add to the epicness, I'll probably add them. We did let them rest for like 4 minutes because of something about, there's a lot of debate. I like just resting for 4 minutes because not only does it like, you know, make it not too hot, I'm just like, if it works, it works.
I can't decide if this is Mexican food or if it's like
Mediterranean?
like a lettuce wrap Subway thing.
I could see a mix between the two. I could see a mix.
Okay.
You getting it?
Now I test the Mediterranean. What is that? Cumin?
Apparently cumin is actually pretty Mediterranean, or Mexican, it goes the other way. And you really get like that seared top on there, which is why I want the pan to like heat up, because then you'll kind of get like that little bit of crunch going on. Yeah. It's really good. I'm gonna use tomatoes. I'm gonna definitely add something. I'm too hungry to care right now. I'm gonna have something. But yeah, and you can always like squeeze extra lime over it, just like leave it next to you.
That's very refreshing.
It is.
I kind of want to drink a margarita with it.
I wish we had margarita right now. But yeah, it's a great like summer recipe. While summer is like still happening, so like these things are supposedly cilantro's supposedly out. Yeah, this is an all year thing. I think it's all year. If it's like in the middle of December and you're like, I really wish I had something refreshing right now, you're doing it, man. You do you. I mean, we're in Texas and we're known to eat ice cream in December. I've done that my whole life, and then I learned it was weird, and you're like, what's wrong with people not eating ice cream in the winter? Okay, thanks for tuning in. I hope you have a beautiful day, night, whatever you are.